Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 game, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2 game, man. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. Wow, man, dude was like, yeah, I guess we just gonna try to get a phone. You know somebody who be selling something? I was like, I mean, I can ask around. I don't know nobody on this side. You know what I mean? I don't know nobody on this side. He was like, well, yeah, man, like a phone will be good, but I'm the type pressed on the phone. He was like, you Slim pressed for a phone, cause Slim trying to be booed up. He trying to be in here boo loving Weezy. That's what he trying to do. He was like, he trying to be in this junk boo loving. Slim was like, man, I ain't trying to be boo loving. I'm just trying to make sure everything's straight. I'm just trying to make sure everything's straight. A phone to do that. I've been wanting a phone. Ain't no police looking at me like I'm doing nothing crazy in here, so I'll be able to hold the phone myself. I said, man, but you still gotta be careful, man. You still gotta be careful with a jack. I'm telling you, man, like a jack ain't like how you think it is, man. It's not easy, man. I said a jack is like basically taking care of a baby child. Like you gotta watch the baby all day. Like that's how that jack is, man. He was like, man, look, I'm gonna make the money, man. And I'm just gonna try to get me a phone, man, because my baby don't want no money for me doing this right here. She told me that's her. I gave her the money. She said she just kept the change on what we gave her, man. I was like, man, a roller that don't want no money, man. You know what I mean? But I didn't pump the lava joint on him, man. Like I let him live, man, because some people, like, you can't unbalance their situation. Like you go try to like do different things and try to make them do different things. I'll do it sometime, but like, you know, I just looked at Slim like, you know, I don't want to interrupt what he got going. You know what I mean? Plus, he already let dude in the car. Like, yeah, I could have gotten in the car with the tobacco. I could have done all that, y'all, but I'm in laid back mode, man. Like, I really don't feel like the hassle. Now, I love to get money, but all things just don't be intriguing to me at all times, man. Sometimes I just be like, you know, it is what it is, man. So that's how his roommate got in the car, man. So they continue to get money. They continue to sell the tobacco, man. Like, when you got the Newports, like, the Newports is way different than when dudes got tobacco, man. The Newports is like, it's a whole different wave because when dudes messing with the wine and dudes got the la and they super lit, do you know how it feels to be in prison and you can spark up a Cadillac, man? I'm telling you, man, like that junk right there, you hit that Cadillac, man, after messing with that wine and messing with that la, man, you hit that Cadillac, you gonna be woozy, man. That junk gonna have that junk feeling like you floating, you hear me? Man, that junk gonna feel like you floating, man. Ain't nothing like it, I promise y'all. Like, not once did I mess with the Newports on the street. Like, I didn't mess with Black and Miles like that on the street. I didn't mess with nothing like that, man. Like, but when I got the Susses too, and like, sometimes I would run out of Black and Miles, I would go to Newports, man. The Newports weren't all that bad. And I couldn't, I never was an everyday Newport messer. I never was a dude that messed with Newports every day. But still, though, I would do it when I didn't have blacks, man. And like, I already knew how Newports was when you mess with the Newports. But the Cadillacs was a different ball game because they were longer. You know what I mean? So they in there winning. Now, they don't got a bunch of jumps, but like they got enough. They got enough to sell singles, and they got enough to sell for the roll-ups, man. So the dude came, he told me what he was doing, man. The dude came told me that he was in the joint selling 5 joints for $50. You know what I mean? So y'all do the math. He gonna make $200 off a pack. He gonna make $200 off a pack, 5 cigarettes for $50. So he basically making $200 a pack, which is a decent profit because the pack costs $15, $12. Like he making a good profit off the jump. So that's what he was doing. Like he was in that jump. He had 5 jumps bagged up in plastic, and he was pumping them jumps, and dudes were buying them, man. Because dudes got money in Lawrenceville, man. There's too many phones on Lawrenceville for dudes not to have money to do what they want to do. Like dudes be having the money to do what they want to do because they got the jacks. The jacks, you can run anybody down on the street. You can find your auntie, your cousin, your brother, your girl, your ex-girl, your old head cousin, like anybody. Hey, bro. Hey, where you at? Hey, bro, you at Walgreens? Hey, bro, give me a $50 green dot right quick, bro. I'm trying to grab these bogeys right quick, man. Dude got Newports, man. Yeah, man, grab a jump for me, bro. Like, it's a difference when you got that jack. So that's what made the economy, like kind of decent on Lawrenceville. Like, Lawrenceville wasn't poor. If you were somebody that didn't really have nothing, you stuck out because there's so much going on. There's so much ways to hustle. So at the end of the day, man, like, that was a good idea they did with the Cadillacs, man. Like, the dude came, like him and Slim was getting along perfect, man. And I was happy that he finally had a roommate that he can get along, because when he was in the cell with the stinky dude, like he never was happy. He was cool. He kept the cell clean or whatever. But like now you can tell that they getting along a little bit, man. So I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man. Like it got crazy once, not between them. But I can remember this one time though, man, like, you know, like the first time I had seen kind of like the dude Kane, you know what I mean? Like, but I remember this one time, like the dude Slim, he had got into it with somebody. Now, when he got into it with somebody, I wasn't even around. I was in the visiting room. So this was on the weekend. I think it was like on Saturday. I went to the VI this time, but I'm in the visiting room. I don't know what happened. But when I come back from the visiting room, I see all the Muslims strapped up. Now, we only had about 3-4 Muslims in our block at this particular moment. So I see the Muslims strapped up, and they all standing up there by Slim cell. I look up, Kane standing by the steps. So when I come in the joint, I'm looking, you know how you walk back in, you can just feel the tension in the pod. I'm like, look around, like, I looked at the old head was like, he pointed right up at Slim cell, like, I was like, that's when I seen the Muslims like got a better look. I was like, I seen another Muslim dude he be talking to all the time. I said, yo, what's up? Everything good? He was like, he didn't even want to talk. He was like, I said, what's Slim at? He was like, Slim in the cell. Like, Slim in the cell. Well, all right. So I was like, me, go put my stuff up. So I go put my stuff up. You know what I mean? When I went in the cell, I asked my cellar, what's going on in here? My cellar was like, man, I don't know what's going on. He was like, man, I think Slim was about to fight. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, he was about to fight, man. He was like, I don't know if he fought already or they fought, or it looked like they was about to fight or something. I said, dude, was he fighting or he didn't fight? How you ain't know he ain't fight, bro? He's like, 'cause I didn't catch the whole thing. He said, I heard a little noise, you know what I mean? And then something that went on. I said, well, who was he fighting? He was like, man, I don't know, man. He got into it with a dude over some Newports that's over in 63 Park, you know what I mean? So I'm like, where his roommate was at? He was like, man, his roommate was just watching the jump, you know what I mean? I said, his roommate wasn't trying to help him? He was like, man, I mean, like, he just, like, he you know what I mean? Like, to me, he didn't look like he was trying to help him. So when I looked, I seen Kane. Kane was standing at the, like, what I told y'all, when you come up the steps, it's like a little square, it's a trash can right in the corner. You know how the little square of the staircase jump look like, it's a little space, and you can lean on that too, then you can move or get away from the staircase. But like, he was standing at the back of the joint, looking directly at the booth with his hands on the jumps like this, back, he got his hands back like this, he was standing there. You know what I mean? The Muslims by himself. So I was like, man, I'm about to go see what's going on right quick, man. So I stepped out. So when I started walking, you know what I mean? The first person I got to was Kane. So I'm like, Kane, what's up, man? What's good? He was like, oh, what's up, man? What's up, Weezy? I'm like, what's going on? Everything good with Slim? He was like, yeah, he was about to fight some dude, man, from Richmond. And, you know, I'm trying to talk about the joke, you know what I mean? Like, cause, you know, we got tobacco and stuff, like, you know what I mean? I was like, y'all still got some of that? Y'all still got Newports? He was like, man, we got a few. He was like, I'm just trying to be on point because we got something. And, I got to be on point. Like, I don't want to be getting in stuff that's stupid. Like, I'll go for a reason, but if it's stupid, it's stupid. I'm like, so what was over? He was like, man, I don't know. It was over how dude was saying that he got cheated. I told him not to sell those roll-ups like that, man. I told him just to do business with the jumps, but he didn't want to listen. Now he bringing all this heat to the sale. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, bro, but if y'all ain't really got a whole lot left, there ain't really a whole lot of heat. He was like, man, I know that, but this is like, but basically he was just talking like Slim was in the way. You know what I mean? Now Slim my homeboy, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. If you in the way, you in the way. But I still need more evidence, man. I need more proof. What he's saying, that's not enough to be like, my homeboy was in the way, y'all, so boom. So I was like, man, yeah, I'm gonna go see what's good for myself, man. So I went to buy the buzzer. I was like, Slim in there? He's like, yeah. I was like, excuse me. Bro, walking the jump. He was like, oh, what's up, nephew? I'm like, man, look, what's going on, man? You all right? I go to VI, everything get crazy. He was like, man, dude over there, man. I sent him the roll-ups, man. He told me the jump was too small. I told him to send him back. He told me he was keeping them. He didn't even send me the money yet. I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah. And I was like, so. I said, man, you and your celly, well, I surprised y'all ain't, because, his celly kind of look kind of decent. You know what I mean? I was like, you and your celly ain't go there and put work in. He was like, man, he act like he ain't want to do nothing. He kept trying to tell me to chill. He trying to tell me I'm bringing too much attention to the sale. Weezy, man, ain't nobody gonna buckle me, Weezy. I ain't finna let nobody buckle me, man, straight like that. Ain't nobody gonna buckle me. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but still, you can't crash over something stupid, though. I said, look, he still got the stuff. He said, nah, my Muslim brothers went and got it straight, everything good now. But he was like, when they had came, he's like, dude that came over here. He said, dude that came over here, he was talking crazy, so, I'm ready to get action. I'm ready for action. He was like, man, my roommate My roommate looked like he wasn't ready for action. For real, man. He was like, man. So I said, what you saying? He would have left you hanging. That's what he's saying. He was like, man, he told me I got the Muslims, man. He ain't really trying to get in trouble like that. I'm like, for real, man. I said, but this the dude you wanted to move in your room, though. This the dude you getting on with the tobacco with him. He was like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Ain't nobody never grateful, man. Ain't nobody grateful, man. He able to do what he got to do because I'm getting the Newports in. Man, he want to act like he don't even want to help me when drama come around the corner. We in penitentiary, Weezy. Things happen. As he said that, knock on the door. Muslim dude come to the door. Hey, y'all straight, man? You good now? Hey, Weezy, hey, make sure he's straight, man. Stay out the way, man. Tighten up, man. He was like, I got it, man. Everything good. Call his brother, Muslim brother name. They leave. You know what I mean? So when they leave, I guess that's what made Kane come to the jump. Kane come to the jump, man. He was like, man, look, man, I don't care what you say, man. I think you was going too far, man. I think you was like, what? How I'm going too far? What makes you think I'm going too far, man? Dude gonna try to take my stuff? That's going too far? If somebody would have tried to took your stuff, man, we would have been over there. We would have been right there. Right there, man. I'd been right there with you. I'd been right there with you. Kane was like, well, look, man, I don't need you to fight my battles. I ain't come over there for that, man. I ain't come over here for that, man. I don't need you to fight my battles. Now, I came over here to make money. That's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to make money and live good, man. If you don't want to do that, man, we can move out the room together, man. If you ain't trying to do that, man, Slim was like, what? You would move out the room, man? Come on, man. Like I looked at Slim and I just was like Slim was looking crazy because, like, you know what I mean, dude threatened to leave. You know what I mean? And like, I know Slim don't want him to leave because Slim ain't got to put nothing up to give the lady when it comes to getting them Newports. So I know Slim still need them, man. But like, I started thinking, like, you know what? I might can do what dude doing. You know what I mean? I might can do what dude doing. I was like, I'm gonna holler at Slim to see what's going on, if I can take dude's spot. Because if dude trying to move out the room, it's next man up, y'all. So boom. Now I'm gonna get in the game, man. I'm gonna put my shoes on, I'm gonna time tight, and I'm gonna get in the game with Slim because I definitely have his back. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him, man. Like, you would have some people that think this because somebody Muslim, even though the Muslims gonna go, they not going for it, and they definitely gonna go. You will have people still be on some BS. People will still try to act like they overly tough just because somebody Muslim. You know what I mean? It don't always work like that because the Muslims coming, man. But Slim was one of those dudes that'll fix you anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I just saw that he was a little bit upset that his roommate wasn't right there holding him down. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm gonna see what I can do. So I let them talk. I left out the room. Slim came and hollered at me later on. I was like, hey, look, man, what's going on? What's going on with you and your roommate? He said he gonna move. He was like, nah, he ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe I did go a little overboard, Weezer, man. I did want to know. I said, bro, listen, you don't need him to keep getting them Newports, bro. You don't need him, man. He was like, yeah, I know, man. But, you know, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. You know, like, he putting up cash money, man. You know, he came over here with the cash money. So, like, I ain't want to put his business on the street, but he got the cash money, Weezy. I said, oh, that's how. He was like, yeah, I get the lady $100 cash for them 5 packs. I'm like, man, I started thinking, I'm like, I don't know when the last time I seen cash money. Cash money, like, you can find it, but I didn't know nobody. So right then and there, I knew I was kind of like, I couldn't take dude's spot. I couldn't take his spot, man. So I'm like, man, that joke's crazy, man. I was like, so look, y'all made some money to get the phone. Y'all gonna get a phone? What about the phone? He was like, man, he said, we might as well just keep getting money and just wait on the phone, man, because, you know, the dude he saw, they got the phones because he want a touch screen. He said, them joints $1,000. You know what I mean? But he was like, you know, like, we ain't make that. So, like, you know, we might need a couple runs, but he just was like, let's just get money. We don't need the phone right now. You know what I mean? Let's just do it like this. But he was like, man, you know what? Like, I want a phone, Weezy, man. Like, for real though, Weezy, man, because I can't keep doing mine. I said, bro, when you're doing business, you need a phone. Man, I'm gonna let you know that now. It's best to have a phone. He was like, I'm handling business off the wall phone. I'm like, man, you better get your phone, man. So he was like, man, I gotta get some more money. So that means I gotta get more Newports, man. So I'm like, man, that's what you gotta do. So I let him go. He left out. You know what I mean? So we dealt. He went his way, I went my way. So we ended up going to lunch. So we went to lunch later on that day. I had lollygagged a little bit just so I could wait for 70 building to come in because I wanted to holler at Ballhead, you know what I mean? So I waited, you know what I mean? They was the last pod out of 70 building to come in. They did every pod but his pod. So they finally come in. I'm the only dude almost in there for 60 building. So they come in, I'm still sitting at the table. We walk in, he comes sit at the table with his tray. So I'm just kicking it with him, you know what I mean? I'm talking. So he's like, what's going on over there? So he knew Slim, you know what I mean? He knew Slim from being on the yard, you know what I mean? He knew Slim before I got over there. So like, they was cool too. So he was like, what's going on, Unc? What's up, Unc? Straight over there. I'm like, yeah, Slim straight, man. I was like, you know what I mean? I said, remember I told you he was getting the tobacco, you know what I mean? He was getting the roll-ups. I said, remember I told you he was getting the Newports, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah. Ballhead don't mess with the Newports, so he don't care about it. He'll sell them joints. Like, for real, he wouldn't be on it like that. So he was like, yeah, man. He was like, what do you got going on over there? I was like, man, he ain't got nothing over there. I said, man, he in a cell with a dude that was in y'all building, man. He was like, who? I said, man, his name Kane. You know what I mean? He was like, Kane. He was like, oh, he went in my block. I don't know who that is. I was like, kind of diesel dude, man, kind of tall diesel dude. He was like, I don't know. I said, he from such and such. He was like, I don't know. You got to show me. You know what I mean? So he was like, come outside today, man. You know what I mean? Feel good. I was like, all right, I'll be outside at 2 o'clock. So I went back to the building and I got ready for 2 o'clock rec. When they called 2 o'clock rec, I went out there. You know what I mean? I went out there, got on the yard with Bro and them. So I'm on the yard on the other side. I'm on the yard with 70 building. My building is on this yard, but that junk bootleg, you can go on either yard. They don't really be tripping. So I'm on the yard walking laps with Ballhead. So as we walking laps, I looked and I just seen the dude Kane standing by the fence by the chow hall. You know what I mean? So he's standing by the chow hall talking to a dude that's in the kitchen. And you know, they got like windows, like when we come out of our chow hall on that side of the yard, like you can be on the fence and be talking to the dude that work in the kitchen. So he's talking to the dude that work in the kitchen. He on the fence talking to the dude that work in the kitchen. I was like, yo, look, that's the dude right there that's in the cell with Unc. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, you talking about, yeah, big, yeah. He's like, for real, I don't know, you know what I mean? I was like, what's up with him though? He all right? He was like, yeah, he all right. He was like, he about that money. You know what I mean? That's what I do know. He about that money. He real, man. He was over in 73 pod. Ballhead was in 72. He was like, yeah, he was over in 73 pod, man. He was like, he got out of the cell with his roommate. He was like, because him and his roommate got to beefing because he would never let his roommate use the jack. I was like, what? He was like, nah, he would never let his roommate use the jack. So he was like, that's why he moved to y'all joint. He was like, but I didn't know he was in y'all pod. You know what I mean? He was like, cause I never really seen him. I'm like, nah, he in the cell with Slim, bro. He in the cell with Slim. He's like, for real? Man, I know Slim chilling over that jump. I was like, man, yeah, Slim chilling. I was like, they getting the Newports and all of that. They together getting the Newports. I said, man, but I know Slim chilling, dude. Slim got access to dude's phone and shit, right? I was like, oh, he still got a phone. He was like, yeah, he still got a phone. He ain't go to the hole, he just moved. So I'm like, that man ain't got no damn phone, man. He was like, man, that man got a phone. That man got a phone, man. Tell him, that man got a phone. I was like, you positive he got a phone, bro? He's like, man, he got a phone. I said, well, why he spinning Slim? He said, he's spinning Unc. I said, bro, he's spinning Unc, bro. He ain't told nothing about no phone. I said, Unc even told him when they got the Newports the last time that they trying to get a phone. He trying to get money to get a phone. I said, guess what the big dude say? He said, what? I said, man, the big dude was like, yeah, we gonna try to buy a phone and this and that. And you know what I mean? I was like, yo, I said, then Slim got into it with a dude that was in the other pod because the dude didn't want to pay. I said, he was about to rumble. He said the dude Kane ain't even want to help him. You know what I mean? He was like, man, yeah, they say dude don't be trying to do shit. You know what I mean? Dude don't be trying to do shit. Like, he definitely, man, ain't trying to fight or do nothing like that. He just big as a bitch. You know what I mean? But I'm like, look, though, when they went in the room, bro, I said, man, the big nigga walked in and was like, God damn, this is why I ain't getting no phone with you, man. You got too much going on, da-da-da-da-da. This is where Ballhead said, he spit his drink out. He was like, man, go ahead, man. He spinning on like that, man. I was like, man, he's spinning on. He was like, well, now, look, though, hold on. Now, I don't know if he still got a phone, but when he was in 70 building, when he moved to y'all building, he had a damn phone. Now, I don't know if he still got it or not. You know what I mean? But he had a phone. He had a phone, man. So I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, this shit crazy, man. Y'all see how penitentiary is, man. You see how secrets get let out, man. You see how ain't nothing never really got damn on the low for real, man. People gonna tell your business, man. Not like Ballhead wasn't telling the man business. Yeah, he was to me. But at the end of the day, though, man, like, I felt like that cat's supposed to get out the bag anyway, man. Because this man in the room spinning my homeboy, y'all. So boom. Now, I know how y'all think. Y'all been watching my videos for a minute. I already know how y'all think. A lot of dudes, when there be situations like this, y'all be like, man, that's how I move. Y'all I ain't gonna tell nobody. I already know that be you dudes who ain't never been to penitentiary. Y'all ain't never been to penitentiary talking like that. Yeah, that's how I move. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna be in the cut with mine. Yeah, look, y'all jealous. Y'all hating. No, man. It's just penitentiary rules in effect, bro. And when penitentiary rules is in effect, bro, you can't spin nobody that blatantly, bro. You know what I mean? You can't do it, man. Dudes are gonna be naturally mad. If you freak around, if you mess around and spin a dude that crazy on the street, he gonna be mad. The whole time you know the plug, the whole time, this your homie, the whole time you know the plug, this and that. Now I get it. You gotta protect yourself the way you protect yourself, man. But like sometimes you just go too far with spinning. You know what I mean? I have spun before, but I don't spin people I care about. You know what I mean? The way Oak talked about him, man, Slim was talking like they was cool, man, from the mountains, man. So like, I don't know if they was that cool to be getting spent, man. Either way, man, I gotta tell my uncle, man, what's going on. You know what I mean? And I feel bad about it, man. So when we was coming off the yard, I was just like, man, that's crazy, man. So boy was like, man, what's up, man? Make sure you tell him. If you don't tell him, I'll tell him. He was like, man, I don't know dude like that, man. If you don't tell him, I'll tell him. I was like, no, I'm gonna tell Slim, man. I was like, man, I'm gonna tell Slim, man. I was like, man, but the only thing is though, man, I was like, man, I said, man, I'm gonna tell Unc, man. I said, man, I'm gonna tell Slim, man. I said, man, I just hope he don't go maniac on this guy, man.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.